Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Izzy, and first of all, I want to thank you for spending time with me today this Sunday afternoon. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here today to watch this or stream this online. And today we're here to talk about Web3 impact in Africa. If you can, there's a QR code right here. Please feel free to scan it. And this is a way for you to get involved in this impact year of 2024. And I'll explain a little bit more what this QR code is about. So, just a little bit of background. Some of you here probably know that Africa is a home of over 1.3 billion people in a continent. And it's a continent with a lot of potential, diversity, and opportunity. However, these things are faced with many challenges that hinder the progression and innovation of the region. This is coming from specifically from low and lower middle class, middle income countries, excuse me. These challenges affect about lives of over 1 million people in the country, in the continent, and some of these variables stem from government issues, lack of infrastructures, and things of that nature. Some of the problems that we do face in the continent is environmental issues with deforestation, desertification, and pollution, affecting a lot of natural resources and biodiversity that's within the continent. Some may know, and some may not know, that in West Africa, we used to be the number one area that produces cocoa, which is a byproduct of chocolate, coffee, and things of that nature. But now, due to some, in my opinion, due to some inadequate leadership, it is now mainly producing oil, and which really messes up a lot of environmental aspect in that region. So also, the cost of living is high with hyperinflation rates everywhere. To give you a little bit of context to that, just last week, November 2023, it was 1 USDT to about 1,000 naira, specifically speaking in Nigeria, which is a country in West Africa. But just last week, to trade that is 1 USDT to 1,800 naira. That's a huge change. With this gap in value, in the currency value, with this gap, the only thing that is not rising is the average income in a normal household, which in a normal household, it would be around 50,000 naira for their income, which is equivalent to about $30. So imagine working 10 hours to 18 hours and just making about $1.90 a day. I don't think you guys could do that. So the transportation is very expensive there, with an average of 68 cents per kilometer for a taxi ride. And I know you're probably wondering, 68 cents, that's not much at all in our region when you're talking about USD. But however, you have to think about what I just said previously, where the average income is about $30 a month. So how do people really get around? That's a question. So 41% of population in sub-Saharan Africa lives below the international poverty line of what I just previously said, about $1.90 a day. And this same area is where we can utilize solar panel farms to do a lot of data mining, which will actually create jobs and bring some more innovation in that region. Now, the aspect of education. About 65% of the population finish primary school. Now, half of that finish secondary school. And secondary school, equivalent to in US, is like high school. It's not that individuals in this region do not want to progress in their education. It's not that they don't have the potential or they're not capable. It's the fact that the resources that's on ground is not much. Excuse me. So just imagine what I said previously about the average daily income of a household being $30. What tends to happen is that once individuals finish the primary school, you see the youth or kids stop going to school just so they can start taking up a little bit of different trades, whether it's just buying and selling in the marketplace to end up helping their parents or help bring income in the household. That limits their education and limits their potential and their growth in the future. Now, infrastructure, which in my opinion is a vital piece of a progressive economy. Africa, only 43% of the population have access to electricity. Now, once again, only about 28% of that population have access to the internet. Now, how can we start saying that we want to onboard 1 million people to Web3, want to onboard a lot of individuals to Web3, but a lot of individuals in this region do not even have access to internet, nor do they have access to electricity? That's a huge problem. I give you some of these stats and some of these facts not to be a catalyst of some type of sympathy, but however, for the entrepreneurs here that's listening, it's a call to action. It's an opportunity for each one of us to play a part in the regenerative process of the African region. This is a collaborative effort between degens and regens, specifically regen. When we start thinking about DeFi, if I focus a little bit on West Africa and Nigerian region, you see that jobs jobs are created. It creates a good source of income for the Africans that's in that region, creates new opportunities, innovation, entrepreneurships for those capable and those willing, and also employment in that region. We can leverage existing Web3 protocols to develop new value propositions. We could create dApps that cater to the specific needs of the individuals in the African region. For example, we could create a dApp today that can on-ramp individuals that's making that's bringing in this low income to their household to stabilize the hyperinflation that's going on. So just imagine if I go to work and make 1,000 naira in one day, next day I don't know what that rate will be. I can use this dApp to on-ramp this 1,000 naira to a stable coin, preferably DAI or USDT or USDC, in order to sustain that value. So if it does go up the next day, I could actually have more naira than I did the last day, helping the income, helping supplement some of this income, so allowing the youth to actually go to school and not depending on the youth to actually help the household. We can also build platforms for social networking, art, entertainment, gaming creation, consumption platforms to recognize African artists, talent that's very, very big in that region. Specifically, I think you probably heard of Afro beats, which is one of the leading genre in the world now. There's a lot of traditional artists and musicians that do not know about Web3 and wish they can actually get into this space. If we make a better way to on-ramp or authentication process to make it easier for them to make it easier for them to make their content and create it as an NFT, for them to actually tap into the global market and create some source of income that helps with the issue that I'm talking about of hyperinflation. Now, regenerative finance. If we take some of this income or revenue coming from the DeFi space and put it into the refi space, we can help offset the pollution by planting trees, sponsoring agricultural initiatives, providing technology, and could help even prevent natural disasters, like by collecting data from the weather by collecting weather data, we can actually use this data to help with natural disasters that's going on in the region. We can also sponsor outreaches to poverty-stricken and crisis areas with relief materials and commodities. Provide infrastructures, just like I said previously, like solar panels, tech hubs, and equipped with 24/7 internet access to make working and learning better for Africans in the region. Create awareness sessions to train and onboard the youth in Web3. So also create awareness to spread information and mobilize action of regenerative finance and causes and campaigns. Provide tools and resources to learn and teach degens about the issues and solutions that we can use. We can together issues and solutions we can together help the region. We can also empower and enable Africans to become more active and engaged in the regenerative finance and movement and agenda. So, like I said before, I'm not talking about all of these facts and numbers just for you to sympathize. It's essentially a call to action for you to help with any which way you can. Whether it's not only financial, it's also any type of resource that you may have, any type of intellect that you may have, just even putting up videos of what you know, and once it's accessed online, individuals can even use that for a better education versus what is already on ground. So we're here for you to partner and invest and innovate with the people in the African region with projects and solutions of Web3. So I do thank you for taking the time to listen to this. This QR code here, if you scan this QR code, it's a call to action for you to show what you can do to help the region. So once again, if you're involved in a public good space, and let's say that you're on somewhere like Giveth or Gitcoin during the quadratic funding rounds or anything of that nature, and you see some of these projects in the African region, if you're not too sure of it, even $1 could help a lot more individuals that you really don't know that you're helping. Once again, thank you for your time, and that's it.